Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Cafetalk. And yes, I am talking like this because we are both sick. And by both, I mean myself and my co-host Jolin.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Jolin? How are you today? How's your sickness?
I'm getting down with the sickness.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm okay for being sick, but we're back. We've been gone for like 2 weeks.
We're on a hiatus for a bit right there.
Unannounced hiatus. We're sorry about that.
Yeah, we meant to tell you guys, but sorry about that. We'll do better next time.
But we still had our Let's Plays airing around the same time.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, thank you, John, about that.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. But yeah, Victor, you wanna elaborate a little bit on why we were on an unofficial hiatus?
For I believe 4 days, I was out of town. I went to Big Bear Cabins, which is up in the mountains right here in LA. Technically, it was where snow rains the most. You know, you go out skiing, snowboarding, tubing, but we went on a day where no snow fell absolutely whatsoever. But it was close to a lake, so the lake was cold, and you could go fishing or just have fun with your friends.
You guys didn't go fishing?
Nah, we didn't.
Why not? Oh, we need a permit.
Yeah, and nobody took like fishing gear, so we didn't want to rent it. Because if you go to a renting station, they give you the permit right there.
Oh, I see.
So you could easily rent it, but we were like, nah, I might as well use money for something else, for like tubing or other stuff.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we were there for 4 days. We were watching movies, had fun, checked out the little village where it's pretty much like downtown Big Bear, where like little stores are there, like knickknacks and souvenirs and food and theaters that. But other than that, we were just enjoying the mountain air, fresh air, pine trees everywhere, the forest, trying to leave our troubles behind for a bit and just enjoy nature itself.
Well, you guys, I didn't get to go.
Yeah,
I couldn't go. It's not that I didn't want to. It's just some things came up.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's why we weren't here for a bit. I wasn't able to help Jolin out with the channel, but luckily he was able to keep at least some content going for the week. But yeah, that's why we're back now, and starting new. Sorry about that, guys. Next time I'll let you guys know for sure. How was your holidays, Jolin?
It was okay.
Just a little summary,
it was okay. My sister came back. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of fun. She recently discovered that I like to make a lot of homemade things, mostly like fermented things. We touched upon this on like a different podcast. I don't know if I mentioned in that podcast that I wanted to make kimchi.
You touched upon it that you were in the process of trying to collect the ingredients and start it.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, this is like my third time actually making like a batch of kimchi, and it came out pretty good. Like, she thinks it's like the best kimchi she's tried so far, like better than store-bought. I think it's okay. I'm not the huge fan of kimchi, and like the 3 times that I've made it, each of them came out spicier than I wanted it to. But I mean, you can't really complain.
I feel like that's the process of fermentation of the peppers and everything, isn't it? That just made it a little stronger than anticipated.
Actually, not. Like when you ferment peppers, they kind of lose some of their spice.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought they gained spice mainly because of the whole fermented chilies in vinegar. That you can find from the store, like jalapenos or like the traditional vinegar fermentation. Where
I find the pickled jalapenos, like
the pickled one. There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, I find them less spicy than fresh jalapenos.
Yeah.
Because remember, there's like a banh mi place around here, and they put fresh jalapenos inside.
Oh my!
And those were spicy.
I always thought those were serranos.
No, those are jalapenos.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, no, definitely it is spicier when it's fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, actually, I have to agree with your sister. Like, I myself am not a huge fan of kimchi. Like, even when I go to like Korean barbecue places or places that sell kimchi, I don't tend to go directly at it. Like, I'll have it just to like cleanse my palate or get something like a little spice in there. And I enjoy it, but not enough to crave it. But when I tried your kimchi, it was actually way better than anything I've ever tried.
That was like my worst batch.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That was your first batch where you actually were still testing things out. So, and even then it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, now I'm starting a sourdough culture because my sister got into making bread. And she's like, make bread with me, even though she lives like 300 miles away from me. I was like, I'm down. Let's see who can make the better bread.
Oh, having food wars at your house?
Yeah,
right there?
pretty much.
Yeah. What do you plan on doing with that bread if you actually manage to get the perfect sourdough?
Well, I'll have the culture, so then I can just continue to feed the culture and keep on like making more sourdough bread.
Yeah.
And then I'll just have bread at home.
Nice. Make like fresh sandwiches with the clean cut turkey and some tomatoes.
I was gonna say like I recently discovered avocado toast with kimchi on top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I told you about that.
Yeah.
So like that was with regular. Oh no, that was with the baguette that we made the toast. So
that was it like
with
nice
homemade.
and crunchy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with homemade sourdough toast, I think it would taste even better.
Oh, definitely, I agree.
But yeah, I'm like a big advocate of if you can make it, you should instead of just buying it.
Yeah, just give it a try.
Like it's more rewarding. Plus, you learn a skill.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, it especially since you're enjoying it at this, from your own hands. You know, you feel a little sense of accomplishment. You know, being able to do that.
Yeah. Oh, so if some of you saw in another podcast that I commented that we would have skits ready by now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, true.
I'm not like we recorded the skits and we have them almost halfway edited.
Yeah.
But I was like really unhappy with them. Keep in mind this is like our first time actually attempting to like make a movie or anything.
Yeah, anything on video.
So we're just gonna scrap it. I have like a blooper reel that I could probably upload.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when that'll come out.
We have a little short clip on our Instagram of the bloopers that was meant to be for that skit, but I mean, from now on, it's just gonna be a little tiny blooper skit that we have on Instagram because that skit itself was just we're gonna start fresh.
But we have more movie plans in mind. I'm working on a little like solo project. Mm-hmm. And we'll see how you guys like it.
Oh, that project sounds fun too. I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy it. It'll be.
It's a little more serious from what we do, from like our joking around and like our funny ha's.
But definitely will be a little more informative as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's for those of you who have ambitions in life and haven't fulfilled them yet. This next one's for you.
They're just simple curiosities that you're just like, you know what? I wondered how that was done, and you just want to look into it, even if it's just for a minor 10 minutes or 30 minutes. You know that you're free. But yeah, I see myself. I see myself watching that. It looks promising. Joe.
Thank you.
A quick question, just a little side segment right here. Have you seen the new Mega Man 11 that's coming out?
I think I saw the announcement trailer, but I haven't looked into it.
Because, I mean, I saw a video this morning of the announcement trailer, pretty much. It was like Mega Man through the years.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like slowly going through that.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then, yeah, I saw that one today. And I don't remember what day it said the Mega Man 11 was going to come out. But I knew for sure it looks awesome. It looks great. It looks
definitely.
Fun.
I mean,
I want to try it out.
Yeah, like without a doubt, I think it's gonna come out for like all the big platforms like PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
Yeah.
So should definitely play it.
Yeah, I want to play it because it looks like a mixture of like the original Mega Man games with like where you go, kind of like boss rushing. Where you go fighting each boss and gain their powers, but also with a mixture of like the platforming from Mega Man X. And those games were fun. Those two games were just a great combination. And the game itself looks like it's just fun and simple, but yet challenging at times. So I look forward to that. Any game you've seen recently that you just want to check out at one point?
I mean, we talked about this earlier, but I'm waiting for like Biomutant to come out.
Yeah.
But as for like games that we should play on our channel. Mm-hmm. Or just games in general that we should play. Like Rocket League we should get back into because there was a point where we were pretty good.
Yeah, we were.
And then now we suck. For money. Other than that, maybe like Dream Daddy, the game that the Grumps made.
Oh yeah, I want to check that one out.
Yeah, definitely. It has a similar layout to how Doki Doki is, so if you enjoy like our impersonations and like our voice acting, you'll definitely like this one. And
it'll be much easier because it's a bunch of guys in the Dream Daddy, so it's much easier for us to make voices for them.
It's a dad dating simulator.
Exactly. But yeah, definitely we'll give it a shot. The new game that's coming out right now that I pre-ordered is Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's if you guys haven't heard of it, it's just kind kind of like a Street Fighter game or a Marvel vs. Capcom game. I don't know if you guys ever heard of those games, but it's just a fighting game that's really famous right now because it just takes so much from the anime, so it looks like you're pretty much fighting the anime battles from the show Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't come out yet at this point. Probably when the video has come out. I'm not sure if it's come out yet or not, but that's the one I'm looking forward to right now. Just trying out, testing. I'm still kind of bummed out on the whole Cuphead being only PC and Xbox because I only have a PS4, so I'm looking forward to something to distract my mind from that.
For sure. I mean, we could always play Cuphead on my PC.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll figure once I get money, I'll buy it and we could play it right there.
Yeah. So like a little inside joke that Victor and I have is that I like to watch Netflix series and give basic reviews on them. Yeah. Like there's on Netflix they have a show that was inspired by the movie The Mist that came out in like 2007, I think.
Oh man, that was the best description ever.
So my review of that movie was like. They try to set the whole dynamic of a town within the first couple episodes, if not like the first episode. And then there's like this whole problem where I don't think it's spoilers. It's like the first episode.
But just in case, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If you guys want
where like the main problem is that this, I think she's like an early teen or like a mid-teen. She goes to the party and
things go down as usual.
Things go down, and then she comes back home, and then she's like allegedly, so like the main quarterback takes advantage of her at a party. Mm-hmm. But the main quarterback's
late, right?
Yeah, something like that. But then like the main quarterback's dad is the police, so he's trying to hide it up, and then there's all this conflict. But then none of this conflict means anything because the mist comes in and like messes everything up. So then in that spirit. The shows that I've been watching lately are the Hulu original Marvel Runaways.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Oh, I haven't seen any of it, but I've seen it on my watch list.
Another Netflix, I think it's a Netflix original. It's like the end of the effing world.
The end of the effing world.
It's like a British show.
Is it?
Yeah, it's funny because it's like it's like British comedy to a T.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, like if you've seen Hot Fuss, it's similar. It has similar comedy to that.
Oh, not bad.
But it's just like if you don't realize that it's that, I don't know, if you just don't realize it, it just goes over your head and you're like, this is a horrible show. Like what's going on?
You have to acknowledge the comedy in there and laugh it out.
Yeah, because basically like the whole premise of this is the end of the fucking world is like these two teens. One who is a psychopath, a psychopath, and then the other one who just doesn't give a fuck about anything. They just go off and have an adventure, or like they go off and try to be their own people.
Like, wait, when it is like the premise is that it already is the end of the world, like apocalypse is already happening, or
like it has nothing to do with an apocalypse or anything. It's just two teens
just doing whatever they want.
Who just decided to like run away from home.
Oh, okay.
And then like things get progressively worse as it should in the show, but it's just like the humor is so different from what you expect from like an American sitcom that it'll just fly by your head.
Is it kind of like The Office where it's sort of like dry, awkward humor where you might feel uncomfortable, but if you realize that's what the comedy's supposed to be, that's when you realize it's really funny?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's really cool. I like that.
What's another show that I was watching?
What about that
I think that's it.
There's a new Netflix show that everyone's been talking about, and it only appeared once I didn't have Netflix. Edward has been talking about it. Danny has been talking about it. Like, they were watching
What's it about?
I don't remember.
Do you remember anything about it?
No, I don't remember it. Because the only thing that comes to mind right now is, like, the new season of Black Mirror. Because everyone's talking about that one for a bit, too.
I finished it.
You see it?
Yeah, Black Mirror... They took a different approach from how they usually...
In the new season?
Yeah, like, I thought only like a couple episodes in Black Mirror this season were good. Whereas my sister thought like none of them were fun. Like she thought like this season was like the worst season that Black Mirror had.
Really?
Yeah. And I understand what she means. Because like I guess in the beginning Black Mirror tried to really adopt like the Twilight Zone formula.
I was gonna say that, yeah.
Where they set you on the story and they try to give you a big spin. And then this new season, they kind of diverge from their original formula, trying to like they're going more for the suspense.
Yeah, I go. Wait, is the episode of the Black Museum part of the new season or the third season?
That's a new season.
That's a new season. Okay, then yeah, definitely. That's just straight up suspense, like in your face. As compared to the twist of like the episode that got me into Black Mirror is an episode of I think video games or something.
Okay.
You know what it was?
It's about that one guy, right?
Yeah.
He's like a test
game.
subject. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's the one that got me into Black Mirror, and that one had a huge twist ending at the end, which is.
I thought that episode was okay.
It was
like my favorite. My two favorite episodes. No, never mind. Just my favorite episode of Black Mirror is the one where they put eye implants into the soldiers, so they see monsters and they fight monsters.
Oh, what the heck! I did not see that one.
It's I don't want to ruin it or anything.
Well,
but
what season is it then?
I think it's the third season or second season.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen that one yet. The only episodes I do remember before I stopped watching it were one with a politician. Where
he has to like fuck a pig?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The other one with where your status, where you're rated as a person.
Oh yeah. That one's a good one too. Yeah. I think that's like their flagship episode.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
That one's fun. I think that was the first episode of season 2. I'm not sure.
No, that's the first episode of season 3.
Okay. And the video game one, the horror game one.
Oh, I see.
And those 3 episodes, they were really good enough to keep me coming back to the show, but it wasn't enough to make me like say, "Oh, this is an amazing show." But the newest season I saw with the whole Black Museum, that one caught me off guard a bit because it didn't follow the formula that the show presented in the beginning, but it did present something new and refreshing, which piqued your intrigue, and just wanted you to like finish the episode. And
fair enough.
And I wanted to see the rest of the season, you know, what it had to offer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everyone was talking about that for a while, talking about the new season, and I only saw it at the cabin with the guys because one of the guys had the Netflix account linked to his PS4. So
I see.
We were all watching it, and I got back home and I only have Hulu, so I was hoping to see it, and I was like, damn, I was disappointed.
Well, even on Hulu, because you know they're trying to create their own
like Hulu originals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only Hulu original that I saw was Marvel's Runaways. And I looked up reviews after I finished watching it, and everyone's giving it like such high praise, and I don't really get why. Like, I didn't like it.
Really? Why?
I thought it was so.
Was lacking?
Yeah, like, I felt like it's lacking a lot of plot. The character development is fine. The pacing of the show is like tolerably slow.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little slower than I would like it. The actors, they could be a little better.
Oh, I see.
Like, they haven't, like, especially in the early episodes,
yeah,
they haven't adopted like their personas yet.
That's actually the reason why I haven't watched it. I've watched like the trailer. Like, I watched the trailer before the show came on.
Yeah.
And it gave off that perfect vibe. Like, everything you described, I got it, but I couldn't properly put it into words. I just got this uneasy feeling that I knew I wasn't gonna truly enjoy it. Like, it was one of those shows that like I would watch just for like the F of it, just to pass time or kill time while I'm waiting for someone. But other than that, it wasn't a show I would be coming back to hoping to see something amazing. But then again, that's when I found out that I actually am a guy that really enjoys quick pacing in shows.
Yeah, definitely. I'm one of those people too, because like in my opinion, a show that has the best timing, well, it's not really a show, whatever, something that I've seen that has like the best timing that I would say like every show should strive for that timing is My Hero Academia.
That's exactly
My Hero Academia is perfectly timed. Every episode feels like you got your fill of what an episode should be.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, there's barely, even if there's filler, you don't realize it's filler.
Yeah, true.
Whereas like in other shows, like take like you haven't seen Marvel's Runaway, but you take Marvel's Runaway, there's like a couple, like half of the episode's like an hour long, but half of the episode, like the whole plot of the episode has already been established and it's like pretty close to being resolved. The other half is basically just filler.
Yeah.
And I understand that you use filler sometimes to
But
to develop your characters and stuff. But you
shouldn't use filler in the same episode where you want to make progress. You should make you should make an episode full of just progress and character development. Another episode of like filler where it's just like, oh, the character's doing something on the side, helping out his friends or something like that, and then another episode next time of like progress. You shouldn't do progress filler progress or progress filler, you know, that in the same episode. You shouldn't do that. That's what kills it to me, because I've seen shows like let me see, like Daredevil, Punisher, and like
Daredevil was pretty well timed.
The Get Down. I'm not disagreeing that it's not.
I get you.
But those type of shows where it's like live action reality, I'm always very iffy on them. Very I have to wait for you guys to tell me that it's really good or something worth watching, give me a shot. Because if I go into those shows by myself, I usually end up finding the really bad ones where pretty much season 1 is nothing but filler. It's like they make progress for the first 3 and then they make progress for the last episode, and then all the episodes in between are nothing but filler. Like they don't even go with the comics. They just pretty much figuring out who he is, and I don't really like that.
That's the problem that the Flash also has.
Yeah, exactly.
And a little bit Green Arrow, but I think just because Green Arrow is like a lot darker than the Flash, you don't really feel like it's filler.
Dragon Fist was the one I was going to use right now.
Dragon Fist?
Not Dragon Fist, Iron Fist, sorry. Iron Fist. I don't know why I said Dragon Fist, but Iron Fist was one of those shows that I really just dove myself into because I really liked the character, and it disappointed me greatly.
Really? In that aspect. What disappointed you?
The pacing was horrible. Like the whole first episode of him trying to come back and regain his company, when in reality, like, all the evidence that him being alive and that he really is him, who he says he is, it's right there. But the bad guys are like just forcing him to, like, hide that from the public so that way he doesn't come back. Like, yeah, I understand it's an interesting plot, and honestly it went great with the show, but they stretched it out for far too long than it should have been. And that's one episode they could have established that he came back after years of being lost. He came back with powers or something that other people don't really have, and then he came back to a company that's no longer his. And then towards the end of the show, they could have like established who's gonna help him or how he's gonna get out of this. But no, all they did was just keep him in the rut, keep him lost, like a lost little puppy not knowing where to go or what to do. Because he's pretty much new to this world. So it's not a bad show. It's just not the pacing I like.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, because I agree with you. The first episode, like all the problems that you had, I can see that now. But overall, I thought it's one of the better ones. Like out of the whole Marvel series that Netflix is trying to push. Yeah. In my opinion, Daredevil is probably the best. Followed by like a tie between the Punisher and Iron Fist. Then probably Jessica Jones, and then Luke Cage.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what your opinion was.
I think Jessica Jones is just a little bit better than Luke Cage, just because like everything in Luke Cage is pretty predictable.
Oh, I see.
Like at least in like Jessica Jones, like they throw some curveballs and you're like, whoa, I didn't see that happening.
No, I heard the same thing coming from Sergio, our friend Sergio. He's the one that like freaks out over these shows. Like he really anticipates them months before the release date. Yeah. He was really anticipating Luke Cage, and he himself told me he was like really disappointed. Like, it's not a bad show. You should definitely watch it, give it a shot, but it's not something that will definitely go down in your like watch history as like, oh, definite show to keep going,
for sure.
And that's what discouraged me from trying it out myself.
Oh, also another Netflix series. So you know how Netflix did a live adaptation of what is it, Death Note? Yeah. They did another live adaptation of an anime that I actually really like called Erased.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I can't watch it.
Wait, is that new? Like recent new or
Erased came out like a couple of years ago, the anime. But I think
I know about the anime.
Yeah, the live action that Netflix just released, I think it's recent. It's fairly new. Because there are some people who are like freaking out about it on my Instagram and my Twitter. I just can't watch it. The acting is so bad.
Is it really? Like
it's
like you
cringy.
can tell that it's acting.
Like even for like foreign film standards, I just think it's so bad.
It it's not that type of bad where like you would watch it because it's so bad. Like it's good because it's bad, or it's bad that which makes it good. It's just bad. In general.
It's just like bad, almost cringy because you're just like, oh, come on, like at least put a little bit more soul into it. Like I get that. I get that it's kind of hard for the main actor to portray his character because he's so like pessimistic and nihilistic. But just like try a little bit more, you know.
Does it feel like they're just actors reading their lines rather than characters living out the story?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Netflix is like, so far I think they have like a 50-50 or like a 60-40 on their anime adaptations.
Yeah, it's not always a great shot.
Which, I don't know. I've never been a fan of like live adaptations of anime.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you always gotta take a shot, see if it comes out good or not. But I feel like at this point, a lot of people are losing hope in ever making a great live adaptation. But you know, there's always those that always have that hope in the back of their heads or in the back of their hearts, like just like waiting for that great moment where someone's actually able to make a masterpiece. You know?
Yeah.
Truly, properly showcase what the anime was going for in live action. But yeah, like going back to that pacing stuff, My Hero Academia actually helped me realize that I'm really into the pacing, like the pacing I like.
Exactly.
Because after that, I started like researching what other anime have good pacing like that. Because I never was really much into anime. Like I always told everybody I liked anime because I liked watching it, but I never got into it as much as I am right now, just because I finally figured out what to look for in an anime that would make me come back, and that was thanks to My Hero. Like also One Punch Man.
I never saw One Punch Man.
The pacing is incredible in that anime. Like it's ridiculous. It has like the main character doesn't have much going for him in the sense that he defeats all his enemies in one punch. So it's like you can't...
Oh, wait, never mind. I don't know why I was thinking of something else. Yeah, I've seen One Punch Man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure... Haven't you read it too?
Yeah, no, I didn't read it, but I definitely saw it. I don't know why I thought of...
Which one did you think of?
I don't know. Some other, like, shonen anime. Yeah.
Fucking, like... Jotaro or something like that?
Maybe. I don't know. I think I was thinking of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Because you always mention to me that like I think you're the one that tells me I should watch it.
Yeah, I am. I'm constantly telling you like check it out, just give it a shot.
Yeah, I was thinking about that and I was just like, I haven't seen that. But
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of those animes where it's not great pacing like how I like, but it's enough character development that I actually enjoy it fairly enough to keep going. At some points I do get a little bored where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take a break, watch something else, and then come back to it. But no, yeah, like One Punch Man, it's simple, it's fast. I guess what kept me coming back was the development in the side characters. The enemies, what they plan to achieve, what they hope to gain from the battle or from becoming stronger. And then the side characters being like, One Punch Man's apprentice. He's a cyborg and he just wants to find the killer of his like mom or his village, and he wants to become stronger as well. And then all the other side characters of being like the hero business bureau.
Oh yeah.
Where you have to become a hero and then you get ranked up, and everyone's trying to climb the ranks and become stronger themselves too. Because the main character, again, he's literally like the strongest character in the whole anime, so he has nothing to worry about. He's like a pretty boring guy that just doesn't care about anything, but that's what makes it funny. That's what it's just, he's gonna win. You have no like doubt in your mind he's gonna win.
Yeah, the thing is, like, the problem that I have with One Punch Man, and it's like the problem that a lot of other people have with it too, is that the first couple episodes it parodies what traditional shonen anime should be.
Exactly, yeah.
Like everything that makes Dragon Ball Z great and like kind of cringy at the same time. One Punch Man makes fun of that, having like the oversized enemies who have like the freaking
super muscles and shit like that.
Yeah, the super muscles, the like hour-long speeches. Yeah, they like make fun of it and parody it in the first couple episodes, but then in later episodes they become what they make fun of.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of my problem. Like, if you're gonna parody something, just like stick through with it. Like, continue to parody it. But I get it, like, for the sake of the show and stuff like that. Like, it needs some development. You can't just make fun of everything. Yeah. And then even doing, like, a little bit of research. The guy who came up with One Punch Man, he literally, like, created the character because he just wanted to practice drawing manga.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
So that's why everything is, like, the way that it is, and that's why the main character looks so bland. Because he didn't want to spend a bunch of time drawing his main character. Like, all the details and stuff? Exactly. Yeah. So I get it. I get why it's like that, but that's just like the problem that I have with it.
No, I understand, and that's a completely valid opinion. I actually agree with that. But I later on, after I came up with that opinion myself, I realized that becoming what you're parroting is adds another depth to it, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like it actually just makes you want to come back and see how strong the enemies are gonna become until he reaches a point where he's like, okay, I have to actually be serious and use my shit, like use the stuff that I really have to, I've been holding back. Because pretty much the only thing that kept me interested was the fact that he held back so much, and whenever he actually gave a serious punch, it was always just like this immeasurable power that you can't even fathom. Just having that power, it always makes you curious to see like what his limit was. But you realize he doesn't have a limit, and that's what makes it funny, because in other anime like Dragon Ball Z, another example like that, like you said, they always reach that limit, and then you think they're gonna lose, and then they always surpass the limit. But this guy doesn't have a limit. Like, no matter how strong the enemy comes, no matter like what he's up against, he will never have a limit. And that's what makes it funny, because it's like you always have your hopes up, and it always crushes it by telling you, no, you're wrong for even thinking that he's gonna lose. That's
I can see that
brought some comedy to it in my perspective. But yeah, it still has, besides all that, it still had amazing pacing in which it knew how overpowered his character was, so it just got through it quickly. It didn't bother hearing the bad guy's speech entirely. It was just like it was cut in the middle of him just exploding from that one punch, because it was like, we don't need to hear this, we don't want to hear this. So the heroes in one episode went from like defeating the main bad guys in the city to like hunting down to evil organization creating the bad guys, and then destroying that organization in the same episode, just for fun. So it was like really quick pacing, and that's why I guess it was like a F it moment. It was like, if it's going this fast, might as well just enjoy the ride. And
yeah, I can see that.
From then on, I just started looking for shows like that. I don't know if you ever heard of the show called The Good Doctor from Hulu.
Yeah, you always tell me about it.
Yeah, so that's another show that has good pacing. I really enjoy that one. Even though the pacing is a little slow, the pacing itself was just pretty fast for a medical show. Because I've always seen shows like House or Grey's Anatomy, emergent stories of the ER or something like that, untold stories of the ER, and they're always just pretty slow pacing, like editing that keeps you coming back, just because they never tell you the solution to the problem that you probably could have figured out from the beginning if they told you all the information. So it's that show actually like keeps you coming back.
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess it all depends on what type of person you are, when it comes to pacing like that.
If you had to pick a cheese to bring on a picnic, what kind of cheese would you bring?
Are you asking me or are you asking the audience?
I'm asking you.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what's your favorite kind of cheese?
I haven't tried much cheese. I've only tried like cheddar, mozzarella, provolone. I've tried a lot of cheeses to count in my hand, but not enough to say I have a variety of cheese tasting in my belt. But my favorite's always been cheddar, like sharp cheddar. I really like that pungent acidity that the bacteria adds to the cheese.
Yeah, cheddar's pretty good. I think it's called the Young Brie.
Young Brie?
Yeah.
What's the difference between Young Brie?
It's like Brie cheese that hasn't been aged as much as other Brie cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it. It's one of those like gooier cheeses.
Yeah.
Like it's already kind of runny. Well, not runny, but it's like it's not a solid block even when it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Just to like scoop up with some crackers and some pita chips, and you just eat them.
I thought brie was my favorite cheese before too, because the first time I ever tried it, it was delicious. Like I never tried it before, and then I actually was able to get a whole block of brie for myself. Or it wasn't a block; it was just a little wedge. And then I don't know, just a whole side of brie opened up for me. Maybe it wasn't a good brie, or maybe it was like basic brie. I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't. It didn't have the same punch to it, and it disappointed in flavor. So from then on, I was just like, maybe brie isn't my favorite anymore.
I don't know. Brie is pretty good for me. A runner-up is probably just like goat cheese.
I still haven't tried goat cheese.
It's like really universal. You can use it for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. It's also has the same like viscosity as brie that you can just kind of like smear it.
Smear it. I like that.
Smear.
Yeah. No, I like that schmear instead. But yeah, no, I get you. Like, kind of like I don't know if you ever tried panela cheese. I don't know how to say it in other language. I only know it in Spanish. It's panela, and it's very super soft. Kind of like when you get the curds of the milk and you pack it in together. Like you don't let it dry out, you don't let it age. You just serve up those curds. So it's like,
I don't know. I've never tried it.
Very creamy and very soft, and it still has that texture like dry cheese kind of, but it's somehow moist. I really like that one. So I've only tried it from Mexico, so I don't know if it's available worldwide.
Probably. We're not that far away from Mexico.
Yeah.
But all right.
Yeah, that was a good question, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, guys. I guess this will wrap it up for the podcast today. What's your favorite type of cheese? Let us know in the comments below. What do you think about anime, or what pacing do you enjoy for your shows? We love to hear your opinions and just anything you'd like to tell us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. It really helps us out a lot, so we appreciate all your support.
Let us know what video games you want us to play, because Doki Doki's almost coming to an end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right, see you guys. Stay beautiful.